markpatrickseminars.com.
I'm Jessica at the Fergus Falls Monument Company. I'm the first person you see when you come through the door, and I also talk to customers every day on the phone. Many of them find choosing a memorial ahead of time is convenient and works best when there is time to plan and think about it. Planning ahead not only gets you the everlasting memorial of your choice, it also helps your family through the grieving process. At Fergus Falls Monument, we can help you plan ahead and choose a memorial made right here locally. Call or stop in or visit us online at foreverstonememorials.com.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Thursday morning. It's another beautiful day, and it's, well, at least there's no snow, Mary.
Boy, isn't that the truth? I was just talking with one of our colleagues over in our Detroit Lakes market, and I said the same thing, just what you did. Oh, my goodness, what a beautiful start to the day. What a nice day. I went out for a walk this morning. It was just great out there. And then he said, yeah, and then snow on Saturday. And I'm like, oh.
You got to tell Dave to look on the bright side.
Took me right down into the tank. I know. I scolded him for that. I said, here I was, this upbeat, barefoot in her shoes girl today because it's going to be 57 degrees or something like that. And then he said, yeah, and then
Just say, Dave.
Snow on Saturday.
You got to say, Dave, I'm going to get done talking to you. I'm going to talk to the cheerful Dave here in a bit.
Yes. From one Dave to the next.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember we were doing the radio auction up in DL one time, and it was myself, Dave Lee, and then Dave DK.
Oh, okay.
Dave
So
Kinderman.
lots of Daves.
Yeah, so we were saying this auction is so large they had to bring in 3 Daves. One
Yeah.
Dave was not enough.
Well, our Dave Lee up in our DL market, I get to visit with him every Thursday morning, and I love that guy.
Oh, he's awesome.
He is awesome. And the really awesome part, the fun thing that happens to us so often is we talk with even our colleagues in radio
Mhm.
often. And I talk with Dave and have been every Thursday for years and years and years. And I have only met him one time.
Really?
Yeah. And it was absolutely by mistake. We were up at the lake. He was doing a live broadcast on our DL station at
Fergus 66?
the hardware store on 59, like by
Oh,
my
Lakeland
gosh,
True Value.
yes. And he was there, and we had stopped to look at some docks.
Oh.
And I had come from the lake. It was like bedhead and shorts and threw on a jacket, and we were just gonna go. We were gonna be outside looking at docks, and there's Dave broadcasting live, and I'm like, and now I get to meet him looking like this. That is the one and only time we've come together. But I walked up to him and I said,
that's funny.
"You're never gonna believe who I am," and right away,
The
you know,
voice.
yeah. So anyway, we have had this just over the phone kind of friendship over the years, and we keep saying we're going to get together for lunch. We're going to get together for lunch, and we keep not doing it. But he's a busy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but if you know Dave Lee, and
I may know a place where you can have lunch with him.
okay, sounds great. He's such a good guy. I just
Yeah.
love him. So anyway, it's always fun. Well, lots of things happening in the news, and everybody yesterday, of course. It wouldn't matter if we were expecting 20 inches of snow. People wouldn't be talking about that. They would be talking about this debacle in Washington. And
The story keeps getting dumber every time I hear it.
don't you think?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that absolutely mistakes were made. I mean, I just
Yeah.
don't think there's any way out from under that.
No, somebody's got to lose their job.
But if they did in fact lie about what, was there really sensitive information? And I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, you at this point you can't say that there wasn't.
I know. And
'Cause
so
there's been so
why
much of it has been
why
presented.
did they? Why did they? Why didn't they just own the mistake and say,
They're politicians.
Oh,
They're
my
never
goodness.
going to own the mistake.
but you know what? Where do you get by lying? Now people are Pete Hegseth, he wasn't everyone's favorite in the first place.
No.
And now after this, I mean, that was a bold-faced lie.
Yeah?
And so how are we to put a trust our trust in a guy that just lies to America. Just take ownership and say, we blew it. Thank heaven no one was hurt. We're sorry. We are doing everything to make sure that this would never happen again. Would that be better?
That would be, but it's not a politician's way.
I mean, you talk about a feeding frenzy.
Oh, yeah.
They gave the Democrats,
It's like Hungry Hungry Hippo.
oh my goodness, they gave them a table full of good stuff here.
Oh, yeah.
And this is not going to go away. This is not going to be.
No, they're going to beat this dead horse till it's in the glue
Oh,
factory.
absolutely.
It's going to be on your kids. It's going to be on your kids, art piece up against the
I
refrigerator
really,
before
I
this
think
thing
it
hits.
is. I think it is. President Donald Trump appeared to place blame for the Signal chat scandal on National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. The president was asked who was responsible for the scandal while signing an executive order on Wednesday evening. It was Mike, I guess. I don't know. I always thought it was Mike. Anyway, that's what he told reporters, President Trump, before calling the media's reaction to the scandal a witch hunt.
Of course.
This was a big mistake. I say own it and move on.
Yeah.
Anyway, they didn't call and ask me for my, hey, Mayor, what do you think we should do? We got kind of a scandal going on here. Can you give us some advice? That's what I would have said. Anyway, this marks a significant change of tune for the president, who blamed someone else for the scandal when he was speaking with NBC. During a Tuesday phone interview, Trump told NBC that he believed that it was one of Michael's people on the phone. So one of his staffers. A staffer had his number in there. So anyway, a reporter then asked if Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth should be worried about his position amid this scandal, and Trump rushed to his cabinet member's defense. Hegseth, he was doing a great job. How do you bring Hegseth into it? He had nothing to do with this, Trump said in response. He also told reporters that he believes Signal, an encrypted messaging app, could be defective in light of this media scandal. Now, I guess it is encrypted. It's not like every Joe off the street can be on this.
But it can be hacked.
But it can be hacked. And I don't know if that's what happened.
No, I think they just screwed up and somebody's setting this up too fast and they, put Goldberg in there.
Yeah. So anyway, while President Trump is speaking to reporters, he just kind of dismissed the significance of this scandal and instead touted the unbelievably successful attack, saying that the media should be focusing on the outcome rather than the chat group. Well, I can tell you, and I hate to not cheer for my side, but
no, but you got to be realistic.
Realistic. This was a big boo-boo.
This is huge.
And I just think they would be so much further ahead and better off if they just said, okay, it's maybe not as big a mistake as everyone's making out to be, but yes, it was reckless.
It was bad.
And it happened, and we are so sorry. And then, I mean, how from the other side do you really attack? It would be harder to attack that than somebody bold-faced lying to you, which kind of feels like that's what happened.
Well, it's because the previous administration got to do that a lot, and so they're kind of hoping that they would get the same grace. But let's face it, they're not.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's going to go on and on. We're gonna hear more about that for sure, as we will about this MS-13 gang from Venezuela. U.S. authorities now have captured the MS-13 top leader for the U.S. East Coast. So he's the leader on the East Coast in the United States. And people wonder why we don't want to get rid of these folks. Anyway, the FBI nabbed this guy and announced it early this morning. Officials captured the 24-year-old suspect in Woodbridge, Virginia, just south of Washington, D.C. Authorities have yet to release the suspect's name, but they say he is one of the top 3 leaders of the MS-13 gang living in the United States. Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel watched the arrest unfold from a nearby tactical operations center. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and senior DOJ official Emil Bovey were also present, and they executed a clean, safe operation, and the bad guy is in custody.
Nice.
So now How long till a judge says, let's put this guy in a cushy chair and ask him some softball questions. Let's not put him in jail. Let's not haul him back to Venezuela. Let's do the nicey nice thing and let's make sure that this guy really is a gang member. I mean, what's going to happen here?
Well, I mean, obviously, if he's the top three, they've got enough stuff on him to know that he is the top three. So I'd like to think that they've got enough evidence to prosecute him.
You'd like to think.
You'd like to think.
Yeah.
So obviously, they would have enough to prosecute him in the U.S. and just put him in a jail U.S.
Yeah. I don't know. We've got so many judges in this country who absolutely should not be in their positions. The way that they are defending people who are in this country illegally and are doing illegal things, I've said it every day and I still don't get it. Okay, back to something else. A Dollar Tree has agreed to sell its Family Dollar division for over $1 billion to Brigade Capital Management and McCallum Capital Management. The sale aims to maximize value for Dollar Tree shareholders and position Family Dollar for future success and growth. The deal is expected to close in the second quarter of 2025. Now, so Dollar Tree and Family Dollar, they are different than Dollar General. Those Dollar General stores you saw popping up all over the place and seemingly in the middle of these tiny little towns. The one that I think of is right outside Cormorant. And the people in that lakes area were so against having this Dollar General store come in, because they have this beautiful, like, hardware, kind of a everything store, sort of a Fleet Farm, if you will.
Oh, okay.
That is locally owned right in the heart of their community. And they didn't want to see people not going to that store to buy their things just to save a few bucks to go to Dollar General. And they wanted to support their local owners.
Then support the local owners and shop there.
And they did such a good job at it that Dollar General is moving out.
Oh.
They are closing. And I did read that Dollar General is closing some 90 plus stores across the country. So I don't know if they just put up way too many of those, but you started to see them in kind of weird places.
They got one in Battle Lake, and I kind of like that one.
There's one in Battle Lake. There's one right on the corner of 78, right in Otter Tail. Yeah, I mean, I would have thought be kind of handy to have that if you're in Lakes Country.
Because a lot of the things.
I'm very proud of those people of Cormorant for saying, hey, we want to support our local guys.
Oh, yeah, support your local guys if they've got it. But a lot of the stuff that I get at the Dollar General in Battle Lake, they don't sell at Larry's. They don't sell at Ben's. They don't sell anywhere. So you got two options.
Yeah,
drive to Fergus or right there.
They don't have a big hardware everything store.
Well, they have a little bit of a hardware store at the co-op.
At
the co-op.
Okay, gotcha.
But a whole bunch of other stuff that you need, they don't have. It's the only place you can go get it.
Yeah, and they don't have, those little communities don't have a Walmart. They don't have a Target. They don't have.
So it's like it's a mini Walmart.
Kind of. Yeah, that's exactly. That's a really good description. But, and a lot of the people in some of these smaller communities, if they do have something like they did in Cormorant, I'm just glad to see people.
Local,
I'm just glad that people want to support local ownership of, of these stores. You hate to see any store go out of business, but anyway, I just heard that last weekend. All right, let's see what else we have for you. A case of measles was confirmed in a person who traveled on an Amtrak train to Washington, D.C., potentially exposing others at various locations. D.C. Health is working to notify individuals who may have been in contact with the infected person, particularly those who are unvaccinated or lack immunity to measles. Prince Harry has resigned as a patron of the charity which he co-founded in 2006 to support children in South Africa affected by HIV and AIDS. His departure, along with co-founder Prince Siso of Lesotho, came amid the resignation of 5 trustees due to an internal dispute regarding the charity's mission. So evidently that whole thing has fallen apart. And you might have heard this story yesterday. The Supreme Court upheld a Biden administration regulation on ghost guns, requiring serial numbers, background checks, and age verification for purchasing kits online. The 7-2 decision found that current gun laws allow regulation of these untraceable firearms, which have been increasingly linked to crime.
Yeah, I'm all for keeping an eye on those. Those are guns. And
Absolutely.
You have to keep an eye on firearms.
You sure do. And Senate Republicans are reconsidering including a debt ceiling increase in a large party-lined bill to advance President Trump's agenda. There has been a shift as the Congressional Budget Office has projected that the deadline for lawmakers to act on the debt ceiling or risk default on U.S. obligations this summer. So that in the news again as well today. When we come back, oh boy, wait till you hear this. More men are seeking, get this, beard transplants. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you about it when we come back on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day, and nothing worked until Mark Patrick hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food. Crazy. Enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick hypnosis really worked?
I can breathe again, my blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Stop smoking, lose weight now without cravings, irritability, or your money back. Early bird special, $49.99 guaranteed. Join Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar and lose the weight, stop smoking, and feel great for only $49.99 guaranteed. Tuesday, April 1st at the American Lodge and Suites Fergus Falls Conference Center. Weight loss seminar at 5:30, registration at 5. Stop smoking seminar at 8. Learn more at markpatrickseminars.com.
This is Ryan Welly with the Fergus Falls Monument Company. When you're thinking about a memorial for your loved one, I invite you to stop in and see our large selection of memorials on display. The memorial you choose is crafted for you right here locally with an everlasting warranty. That means it's perfect, now and forever, guaranteed. Call or stop into Fergus Falls Monument or visit us online at foreverstonmemorials.com. Memorials that matter.
Presented by Fergus Falls Monument Company.
March is Food Shelf Month in Minnesota. The number of people relying on help from food shelves is at a record high. Support your local food shelves with a donation today.
Hunger knows no season, but kindness never runs out. This March, join Service Food in supporting the food shelf during Food Share Month. Every donation makes a difference. This reminder from Service Food.
Service Food.
They're blowing out the remaining 2024 GMC models at Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls. Get 0% financing or over 10 grand off MSRP on GMC Sierra 1500 Denali. Or how about a 24 Sierra 3500 Denali? 7 grand off MSRP and low 3.9%. And get over $9,000 off MSRP on 24 Yukon Denali. See Nelson's for all the details on all of these huge discounts. Come take your test drive before they're gone at Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls.
Is your teen or young adult withdrawing, experiencing anxiety, or depressive thoughts? They may need a larger team to care for them. That's where Hazelden Betty Ford comes in. Our team of experts help guide with proven mental health and substance use support. You can trust Minnesota's #1 teen treatment center to help your child thrive. Turn to wegotyou.org to learn more. Hazelden Betty Ford. We got you. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation and aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag info from River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. Market update on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Randy Conan. Our grain markets this morning are trading a little bit two-sided here this morning with corn a little softer, soybeans a little firmer, and wheat kind of caught between the two here this morning. with just kind of a mixed action going on here. EverAg market analyst Matt Trainell says traders are continuing to prepare for next week's USDA report.
Yeah, yep. We've definitely seen, at least on the grain end of the equation, some softening in the corn market. Really, ever since there was some announcements regarding the reopening of shipments out of the Black Sea region. There's been a little bit of price destruction there in the corn market. On the other end of the equation, soybeans have continued to hold on to very good support, this $10 level. And as we come into next week's big reports of the planting intentions and quarterly grain stocks, I think you're seeing a little bit of position squaring ahead of that report.
Livestock markets also correcting a little bit lower here after hitting overhead resistance.
We did have cattle on feed out on Friday. Placements came in a little bit lower than expectations.
You're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
At Common Ground, North Dakota, you'll find farmers from diverse backgrounds sharing an authentic conversation about the food we grow and the way we farm. We're here to bridge the gap between farmers and consumers, promoting understanding and an appreciation for our agricultural industry. Join us online for our podcast and blog at commongroundnorthdakota.com. That's commongroundnorthdakota.com. Common Ground is sponsored by the North Dakota Corn Council.
I am married to a farmer, and I worry about him constantly. He is under so much stress with the weather and low prices. I don't know how to help him, and it was starting to affect my health too. After talking with my pastor, I realized that in order to support him, I have to take care of myself. I now talk with a counselor regularly and have learned ways to support him as well as keeping myself healthy.
You add the value to North Dakota agriculture. This effort is associated with North Dakota State Suicide Prevention Program.
Don't miss the dry bean scene every Friday at 12:35 on the Red River Farm Network. Specialty crop markets are special and require more digging than corn, soybeans, and wheat. We do that digging by talking with numerous crop scouts, growers, and processors in the North Harvest region or wherever beans that affect local markets are grown. So follow the dry bean scene every Friday at 12:35 on this Red River Farm Network station. The dry bean scene, brought to you by the North Harvest Bean Growers Association.
Farm Rescue makes sure that you aren't alone. They're there to extend the hand and to take the burden.
Even the most independent farmers need help sometimes, and asking for that help is protecting the future. Farm Rescue provides equipment and volunteers free of charge to assist in times of crisis. We're currently accepting applications for planting and haying assistance. If you or someone you know could use our help, call 701-252-2017 or visit farmrescue.org today.
May wheat Minneapolis 2 3/4 cents higher, 588. Chicago May wheat is down 3 1/4 at 531 3/4. Kansas City May wheat's unchanged at 565. May corn down 3 cents, 448 1/4. December's down 2 at 442 1/2. May soybeans 9 3/4 cents higher, 1010 3/4. November soybeans 8 3/4 cents higher, 1015 1/2. In Winnipeg, May canola 370 a metric ton higher, 592.60 Canadian. April live cattle down $1 at 206.07. June is $1.05 lower. April feeder cattle down 242 at 283.45. May down 345. April lean hogs down $1.20, 86.35. May down $1.35. This is the Red River Farm Network.
Amplify your brand with Leighton Media. Cohesive brand strategy starts here. At Leighton Media, we'll take your business on a journey of seamless connection across all marketing platforms, radio, digital, event marketing, and more, amplifying your brand's reach and impact. Ready to get started? Connect with Leighton Media today. Our team is ready to work for you. Leighton Media, your success starts here.
Winter weather can change quickly and can be hazardous. Listen to News Talk 1250 KBRF for the latest weather-related postponements and cancellations. Brought to you by Buyer Towing and Transport, Northwest Tire, and Ugsted Plumbing and Heating. Schools, businesses, churches, and events. You can find postponements and cancellations on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app. Weather-related announcements brought to you by Ugsted Plumbing and Heating, Northwest Tire, and Buyer Towing and Transport.
Improve yield without an extra step with Quick Shot. Quick Shot is a quality fluency agent and full nutrient package in one ultimate planter box treatment. It provides all the benefits of enhanced flowability, improved singulation, and fewer skips, but with a powerful jolt of nourishment. Go with Quick Shot to help your seed reach its full yield potential. Contact your local Helena representative or authorized dealer for more information about Quick Shot. Always read and follow label instructions and check registration status before use.
Get ready for an evening of toe-tapping, knee-slapping, four-part harmony fun featuring classic barbershop favorites with a down-home country twist. It's Heart of Lakes Harmony's annual spring show, Hee Haw Harmony, on Thursday, April 3rd at 7:30 at the Fergus Falls Center for the Arts. Tickets are just $15, 5 for students, and kids under 5 get in free. Get yours now at Victor Lundine's in Fergus Falls. Don't miss Hee Haw Harmony, Thursday, April 3rd. It's gonna be a hoot.
Presented by Fergus Falls Monument Company.
If you've ever been on the down and out, you know how much a helping hand really means. March is National Food Shelf Month, and demand is up a lot. Consider extending a hand and helping someone out with a donation to your local food shelf.
This message to support your local food shelf brought to you by American Federal Bank, your trusted advisors in agriculture, business, and personal banking right here in Fergus Falls. American Federal Bank, member FDIC.
I once booked a venue that was a logistical nightmare, too far from the hotels and too hard to find. It made our entire event feel rushed and stressful. That's when I decided to try the Bigwood Event Center. Being right off the interstate and a hotel on site, it made travel easy for everyone. They took care of all the setup and cleanup, letting me focus on my presentation instead of the details. It made our event run so much smoother, and I'll never go back to the old way. Meetings with impact begin at bigwoodeventcenter.com.
For over 40 years, two-time Grammy winner Terrence Simeon has brought his infectious Zydeco beats to life. Experience the rhythm, energy, and the soul of Louisiana Creole music live at a Center for the Arts, Friday, April 11th at 7:30. Get your tickets now. News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. Going through today, we're going to see her high up around 55, mostly sunny. 44 tonight's low, a little bit of rain coming in Friday into Friday night, then Saturday into Saturday night, seeing a little bit of snow. 39 for Saturday's high, 40 on Sunday, 40 on Monday. Right now, Fergus Falls, mostly cloudy, and a quick little refresh of the temp. 43, winds on the east at 8. This is Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you this morning and every morning by our friends over at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Monument.
Okay, well, you are off the hook on this one because you don't need to have a beard transplant.
Nope, I'm good.
You're good.
I might need a beard color because ever since I hit my 30s, my beard went gray.
You know, that happens to a lot of guys. Even a lot of times the hair on their head stays colored, but their facial hair turns gray.
Well, I didn't need to worry about that. I just had my hair on the top of my head run away.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway, so that said, even if you needed a beard transplant, you would not be able to do it because you need hair on your head to transplant to your face.
But I'm good.
Okay. Well, actually, men are doing this.
It's ridiculous.
Okay. A beard transplant involves pulling hair from the back of your head.
Okay, I've got hair back there.
And inserting these grafts into your face.
People, why?
Oh, boy. There's a place called a Street Hair Clinic. And the guy there says interest in the procedure has tripled since 2020. He's now doing up to 100 beard transplants annually. I think there's this new form of masculinity where the beard has become important, he said. Anyway, there's a very high risk that the transplant won't look natural if you're talking about doing a full face. So what he's saying is, if you got like a patchy beard, then what do you do? Just rip some out of the back of your head and plant it in your face?
I'm going to seek a second opinion on this one from Derek over in the newsroom. Get a second guy's opinion on
Okay,
this.
let's
Derek,
get
would
a
you
second
ever
guy.
think about doing a beard transplant, like taking hair from the back of your head and putting it on your face?
No, I do not. I do not need a beard that badly.
Good for you.
My facial hair doesn't grow great, but I don't think taking hair from the back of my head is gonna fix that.
No, and then what? Then what happens to the back of your head?
I don't.
I
I
mean,
I feel like just drawing it on would be better. Some people can make really convincing drawn-on beards. I don't see
well,
why.
you know what I would say? If you're just like filling in little places, can they tattoo it like they do eyebrows?
I don't know.
Or yeah, tattoo.
I don't know.
It's not
Well,
gonna look as good as a normal one, but it's
no,
like
for sure.
I don't know if I'd go through and get a hair
Well,
transplant
I
for it.
know. Well, this guy says there's a pretty good chance it's not going to look natural. No kidding.
Well, because
Maybe because it's not. Just let it go. Forget the beard.
I mean, seriously, I'm feeling the hair in the camera here. The hair on my chin and the hair in the back of my head, they're two different types of hair.
Totally.
This is coarse. This is fine.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't thought of that.
So it's gonna, not only is it going to look stupid.
Do you know, this is a long time ago. In fact, it was in the mid 80s. We had a colleague in radio, so that was before you.
Yeah, it was before me.
And he was balding. Getting pretty, you know, he had a lot of skin showing on the top of his head, and it really bugged him. And those were the days when being bald wasn't so hip as it is today.
Yeah, I don't care about my hair.
And so he had, remember ever hearing about hair plugs?
Oh, yeah.
They actually and it was like a single hair.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
would put these all, you know, to a bunch of them together, hopefully to give you this sort of full head of hair. And I just remember, and I don't know where he is today, and I certainly hope he's not within earshot. And he'd have to guess I was talking about him, but I don't think we had too many hair transplant people here. But it was the worst.
Wow.
You could literally count each hair that had been plugged into his head. It was so bad. And there was a gap of maybe a quarter of an inch in between. It was bad. It was really bad. And he spent some serious money doing it.
So it's not like, Bosley today.
No.
I've seen those commercials, and I'm like, I'd love to have hair, but A, can't afford it, and B, it just doesn't look right.
No, it doesn't.
And if I showed up one day with hair, people would be like,
yes,
what did we
what'd you
do?
do? What'd you do? It's just like these people that you see them at a Christmas party, and then you see them the 1st of February, and they've lost 50 pounds. Well, you know what they're doing. That's the kind. I know.
Ozempic.
I know.
Auto parts.
So it's kind of the same thing with this hair business. Anyway.
Maybe it's Jardian.
But don't say that
Maybe they're
word. Don't
singing and
say that
dancing.
word. Don't say that word, because that jingle sticks in my head, and I hear it in the middle of the night, and it makes me not sleep.
I feel your pain. There's a song over on Channel 977. It seems like every time I walk by that studio, because the studio's
playing.
right by my desk.
Yeah.
And if it's on Alexa, it's always that song.
Oh, I know it. Well, anyway, so there you have it on the whole beard transplant thing. Not a great idea. And I just think for you guys, it's super cool now because it's kind of like, well, this is maybe not a great thing to liken it to, but I love today that a pair of jeans, it doesn't matter if they're wide leg, doesn't matter if they're skinny jeans, it doesn't matter if they go halfway up your ankle, it doesn't matter if they lay on your jeans, it doesn't matter if they're boot cut or what color, doesn't matter. Anything goes these days in jeans.
Yeah.
Where it used to be like, everybody's wearing skinny jeans, and you had to wear a skinny jean. Now
back
it doesn't
in the
matter.
80s, it was stonewash.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? And now today it's like, whatever you feel like doing in jeans, sky's the limit. I kind of feel like that is the deal with to have hair or not to have hair.
Yep.
I know a lot of guys who they could have hair, but they
Just shave it
their
off.
head.
Yeah. I remember
I think bald is kind of hip, don't you?
my old my old roommate. He had hair, but like long floppy hair, but he looked like Chris Farley. And he's
Always
like,
messy and goofy like that?
well, he just, the hair and stuff, but his facial, he's a little bigger guy, and, he did generally look a little bit like Chris Farley. This is
Okay.
back when Chris Farley was still alive. And he goes, if one more person says I look like Chris Farley, I'm going to shave my head.
Oh, dear.
So I'm out talking to our former news guy, Brian Locke, and he goes, hey, Dave, your buddy Mark? I'm like, yeah. He goes, he came to work at Mabel's the other day, and he shaved his head. I'm like,
oh, boy.
Oh, somebody called him Farley. He goes, what? He said if one more person calls.
Yep.
And that was like 20-something years ago, and Mark still has a shaved head.
Oh, my. Yeah, well, I guess it's more shaving to do. But
Yeah.
anyway, guess what I'm saying is it's a cool thing if you're losing your hair.
Yeah.
Because bald is kind of hip.
Yeah.
Bald and these big beards. And I know the beard is hip and everyone loves the beard. Maybe except me.
And my wife.
Well, not your kind of beard. I'm talking about those beards.
Oh, the big thick ones or big long ones?
That's just gross.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The bread from your toast is in there, the crumbs from lunch. I'm sorry. There's just a lot of junk hiding in that beard.
I keep mine fairly
Yours
trimmed
is really
down.
short. Yeah.
Mine's well groomed and
Totally different deal.
Yeah.
But those big beards, sorry, I just can't get my arms around that.
My
And I
wife-
know it's the thing, but what I want to tell you guys is you look 10 years older with that beard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know. If I shave and put contacts in and a baseball hat, I look at least 15 years younger.
You do, yeah.
And
Do you always and I have to ask this question, do you always have a beard?
goatee.
Okay. Okay.
I shave.
You
my,
always have facial hair though.
Yeah,
of some kind.
I shave I grow the beard out normally about hunting season
Sure.
because there's a
It's
big
warm.
difference. It protects your face during
Yep.
the winter.
Yep.
And usually around this time I go back down to the goatee.
Okay.
I shaved off my goatee I had like a week and a half off for my 5th anniversary, and I shaved off my goatee. And my wife's like, I keep complaining about your goatee and everything, but yeah, grow it back.
John did that one time
it's just,
too
it's
on a
not
bet.
you.
On a
It's-
bet, and I said, "Oh, don't do that again."
Yeah, she's like, no, this is I
think
got
we just get
so
so used to it. Yeah.
She's like, granted, when we first hung out, first knew each other, you didn't have any facial hair, but yeah, I married a guy with a goatee, and let's put it back.
Okay, so now just the plain old mustache is kind of coming back
It
too.
creeps me out.
That is creepy. I totally agree.
My oldest has one, and it's like, dude,
Yeah.
no.
I know, but they're all doing
Yeah,
it.
like
Even
him,
kids
all
in
of
high
his buddies,
school. Even kids in high school.
if they can grow it.
Well, there's a lot of guys. I don't know why, but
I've seen a lot of my kids' friends try to grow it, and I know Luke, our middle child, I feel bad for throwing him under the bus, but he hasn't shaved his upper lip, he says, in about 2 years, and I'm like, I still can't tell if you're trying to grow something there.
yeah, yeah. I have a grandson who's always saying, "Hey, look at this,
Yep.
and I'm like, and I always say, "Yep, that's a pretty good stash." I can't even see it.
And the funny thing is, our oldest, one of his buddies, because they were all growing out, the mustaches, but one of his buddies really couldn't grow facial hair, and so he grabbed his mom's mascara and
Oh, dear.
used mascara on the mustache, and it looked so bad.
So fake creepy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How is this for unlucky? There's a woman from Texas, and she has a winning lottery ticket.
Okay,
$83.5 million.
that's a nice lottery
Pretty
ticket.
good winning. Yep. Okay. Well, here's the deal, though. She has not been publicly identified. She purchased the ticket on the app Jackpocket. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Anyway, lawmakers are trying to ban this app. And she said, I'm being treated as the bad guy, the would-be winner said. Jackpocket buys lottery tickets on people's behalf for a fee. Well, that's really lazy when you can't even go to the store to get your lottery ticket. Anyway, but some Texas lawmakers believe that the service should be illegal.
But they're saying it should be legal. It's not illegal
Yet.
Yeah. So
Anyway, so this woman says, we played by all the rules and we're still playing by all the rules. And her attorney says, we expect that my client should be paid.
yeah.
The Texas Lottery Commission said it would not decide on paying out until its investigation is over. So She is waiting in the wings to scoop up $83.5 million.
And again, they're looking to make it illegal, meaning it's not currently illegal.
That's kind of what I thought. So I don't know how long this, proposed ban has been in place, and
she's
if
got
there's any
83 million
language.
coming. She can afford a pretty good attorney, and they can go after them for even more. And it's that you're gonna put a couple ones in front of that.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe
that 83.
so. Okay, are you a big soda drinker? I think
Not really. I used to drink a lot of pop, but I've really cut back. Unless it's really at a restaurant, I don't drink.
I haven't had a soda since 2008.
Okay,
that was my last one.
Yeah,
I don't miss it at all either. I do drink like sparkling water, so I do have carbonation in my life. But I don't drink pop, and I don't miss it. It says it could be reprogramming your body to crave even more sugar.
Oh.
So there you go. Regular consumption of sugary drinks were linked to physical changes in the intestines, and it actually physically over time will make a change that will cause your body to want even more sugar. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Yesterday we got busy talking about something else, and we were going to talk about travel. So let's just use a few minutes remaining here.
Talking about the upcoming travel season.
Yeah, and we threw out the question: if you could travel anywhere, if money was no object, if you didn't have to worry about cash, where would you travel? And my answer is I would go. One of the places on my bucket list is Greece. Another is Italy.
Yep.
But I would really like to take one of those European river cruises.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I think that would be super fun. First of all, you are on a river. You're not on the open seas. You
Yep.
don't have to worry about pirates. I don't think. You don't have to worry about the high seas and seasickness and that kind of thing. I think I would like to go on a European river cruise, but I know they're super expensive.
Well, money's no object.
Right. Where would you go?
I don't know. There's a lot of places in Europe I'd like to go. There's a lot of places like Fiji, Australia, Japan. I'd like to go to
I
Japan.
would kind of like to stay in one of those little like straw huts that you walk out on a dock.
yeah.
They stick out way out in the
Yeah,
water.
those are out in
and
Fiji.
And your little hut is out there, and
Yeah.
that's your room. I'd kind of like to do that.
That'd be kind of fun.
I know. Anyway, I keep seeing this ad, and there is a new cruising company. I think it's called Oceanic. I had never heard of it before, but they do those European river cruises. But I know that they are. I mean,
The Viking Cruise Line does a bunch
yes,
too.
yep, and they're in the tens of thousands of dollars to go per person. So I likely won't be going on one of those.
Again, it's one of those
Yeah,
money's no option.
if money was no object, those are the three places I think I would go first. I just saw somebody on my Facebook feed that traveled to Argentina. That looked interesting to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Maybe on further review, I wouldn't want to at all. I don't know.
All I know about Argentina is you're not supposed to cry for it.
Okay, there you go. But I would love, like Greece to, all those beautiful blue waters. And yeah, I would love to do that. I've always wanted to do this. I don't know if I'll get this done or not. I guess I'm getting old here, but a culinary trip to Italy. I would like to do one of those trips where you stay in one place.
To Tuscany.
Yeah, and then you go out to a different place every day and you cook, and I think that would be really fun. So
Yeah, that'd be entertaining.
those are the places that are on my bucket list, and my bucket list probably will never have any of those things checked off of them, but who knows?
You never
right?
know.
You never know. So
You could win the lottery and they don't fight it.
yeah, exactly. If I won that $83.5 million, I'd book one of those cruises in a second. So, yeah, I think it's fun to think about where you would go, what you would do. And sometimes, I think about going to a foreign country, unless you go with a group or you go with someone who knows the area. I think it would be a little overwhelming to just land in Italy and then let her buck. Try to take care of myself. I don't know. Would I
I've
be
got a
able
friend
to do that?
who did that when he was younger, when he was in college, and
I would have had guts in college. I don't know that I could do it now.
but yeah, it was always kind of funny because flying back from, I can't remember if they were flying back from India, or if they're flying back from China. He just, hey, I'm going to go to China, or I'm going to go to India this week, or something like that. Flying back, he met a girl. Josh was from Fergus. She was from Hudson, Wisconsin. They're both going to the University of Minnesota. They struck up a conversation, and
now
like a
they're
couple years,
married.
they've been married for years.
Oh, that's great.
And they've lived in China. They currently live in Denmark, but they've lived in Spain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a life.
Yep.
Yeah. Travel is something that if I won the lottery, that is one of the first things I would do. I'd give a lot of money. I would like to think I would be very benevolent and I would travel like crazy.
Yeah.
And I would take my family everywhere with me. So, yeah, if money were no object, just think. But then we all know somebody who all of a sudden started making a whole bunch of money and it changed them, right? Do you know anybody like that?
I've got a couple friends who are worth millions, and
It didn't change them?
not really.
I know some people that it has, and people who never, I'm sure, would never have guessed that they would be living the lives that they are living now.
The ones that I know are so unassuming that you would never guess they have money.
Oh, I love to hear that. And I would hope that I would be that guy. I don't know.
I literally had to go, wait, what? When I found out one of my friends said that, I'm like,
that kind of dough.
yeah, he retired when he was 40. So, yeah, it
What
was.
do you do at Fort? Maybe I suppose they travel.
No, he doesn't travel. He just kind of hangs out. We all see him. He keeps himself busy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, I suppose if you've got the funds to do that, you can kind of
Well,
pick
yeah,
up
it
and
was
go and
just-
do what you want to do.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, I guess I'm pretty content where I am, but I think we all like to have a bucket list or a dream here and there of travel. Anyway, coming up on 10 o'clock, that's going to wrap up another week. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Falls Monument Company. So have a great weekend.